As many of you know, a Gambit movie is currently in development, which will star Channing Tatum as everyone's favorite card-throwing Cajun. It's now being reported that an official Louisiana government site has revealed that the film is set to start shooting in October of this year and will last roughly 4 months. The report also claims that the budget of the new film will be $150 million. John Byers sell this news coming from the upcoming Gambit movie.
Okay, first of all, I also got to ask, Ray, did you make that Gambit face too? Okay. Well, I was about to say, wow, that's an incredible thing. Okay, look, I am buying the October shoot date. They got to get this thing moving. It's time to get going. 4-month production schedule sounds about right. Why does this movie need $150 million? Look, I'm sorry to go off on a tangent because we're supposed to be talking, but this is mind-blowing. This is stupid. You know, a lot of us film fans, we're often asking, why are movie tickets now today $10 or $9.50 or $11 when they used to be $4 and $5? Want to know why? Because these freaking studios don't know how to spend money. They're spending, every movie now seems you got to start at $100 million and you go up. Look, they're making Deadpool for what, 30 or 40? Yeah. Why does a Gambit need to be $150 million? You want to know why ticket prices is going up? It's because these studios keeps throwing more and more and more money that they don't need to. Look at District 9. Look at Deadpool. Look at the first couple of Hellboy films. You don't need to spend north of $90 million to make a visually beautiful, action-packed, enjoyable, fun film. Why? Why does this, is Channing, who's also happens to be a producer on this, for all I know, he has nothing to do with this, but what is he demanding, like a $30 million payday? Not worth it. So I sell the budget. I can't wait for the movie. But why does a Gambit movie have to be $150 million? Anyway, I sell.
I buy it. I buy both. And I'll tell you why. The first, as far as the shoot date, October, let's get it, because it looks like it's going to be like about a year. You figure October, November release date of next year. Is that when it's supposed to come out?
I think it's 2016.
Yeah. Makes sense. Now, initially, when I read, why in God's name is this movie $150 million? It doesn't make any sense. And I had your thoughts, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. This is a movie that, and I understand the Deadpool analogy here because it's $30-40 million, but it's a rated R film. It was they never really had plans for it. The fans pushed for it to happen, so the studio was like, let's see it's going to do really well, but there wasn't a big push for it. This is a movie that the studio had to push for. They want to include it in the X-Men universe. Channing Tatum is a big star, so that's already $15-20 million, whatever, maybe 10 or 15, whatever he might cost. Tying it into the X-Men universe, if this is going to be a big movie, I agree with you. If it's a smaller scale movie and they're just dumping money into it, then it doesn't make sense. But if this is ultimately going to fit into the apocalypse world and is going to fit into what ultimately the X-Men movies are going to be, and they're going to throw in some other characters in there that we don't know yet, and maybe whoever's going to show up, and they're going to spend this money to get Magneto in there and whoever it is to build things that we don't know about the franchise yet, to really say this is going to be our next big budget franchise, then I understand it. But I'm with you. If it turns out to be a smaller movie that you watch it afterwards and go, I don't know if they need to spend that money for that. Why did they do that? It depends on how big the scale of the movie is. I don't know enough about the scale yet.
Right. I agree. I mean, I'm going to sell it. I mean, are we still in the buy and sell phase here? That's what I thought. All right, I'm selling it. $150 million to me is not a Gambit movie. That's an X-Men movie. Yeah. And so, yeah, you're right. I have no idea what the story is. Maybe Mojo's going to be at it. Maybe they're going really big. I heard, Mr. Sinister. Who knows what they're going to do with Gambit, and maybe they're going to bring the X-Men into the Gambit movie and make these really big set pieces. That's all I can imagine now that they said $150 million. That's really all I'm looking forward to. Like, wow, I'm looking to see a really giant, big action film, which is weird to hear with Gambit, but I guess it could be Gambit and the X-Men. Just like Wolverine and the X-Men. I think they might go with that route. Also, there's a lot above the line costs. Not only is Channing an actor, he's also a producer. Then you have all the other carryover people who've been producing all the X-Men films. So that's easily $60 million right there. Right. Just above the line. Could be $70 million above the line. So, $150 million, maybe the film's actually going to cost $70 million. So,
but here's a question we got though. At a $150 million budget, figuring 1/3 ticket price, probably going to have a $50 million marketing push on this. So you're talking about 200. You're now looking at, you need to break even. You need $300 million. You need $300 million just to break even on this movie.
Internationally, it will do pretty well.
It'll probably do, but is Gambit, outside of the hardcore comic book fans, is Gambit a character that can carry a $300 million film? I suspect yes, but really, I mean, this is not going to be a $700 million film.
No, but I think that that's the reason why the questions where people were initially going, why Channing Tatum? Well, there's your first answer. If they always knew they were going this big, you get a big movie star in there to try to cover some of those costs for sure. Regardless of what his salary is, the guy's been selling tickets right now. So it makes sense to do that. Now, that's also why I brought up scale of what the movie's going to be, because I agree. If it's not, if they feel that Gambit's going to be this big, huge movie that this is the next franchise, then yeah, you line up those costs and going, okay, let's make this thing big so we can make Gambit into the next Iron Man. Because Iron Man, again, they didn't know what to do with that. And if someone I wonder what the budget was in the first Iron Man. I'm curious.
Yeah, I think they should just call this movie Gamble.
It is
Gambit, because that's what it's going to.
You're right. It definitely is. But they've been trying to get this movie. Like Laura Shula Donner has been trying to get this done forever. She wants to do a Gambit movie with Tatum. So, yeah, very curious. It wouldn't have been 150 with Taylor Kitsch. I'll tell you that.
No.
About $15.